30 episodes.
Right?
We're coming up on a year, man. That's wild.
We're past the year.
Well,
Oh no, yeah, you guys
But
are.
everyone.
yeah.
Everyone.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, Mark and Tony have been here for like most of the time. And I'm like, no, we had those weird months beforehand. And I was just like, that's when everything smoothed out is when they got here.
Yeah.
I can tell you though, honestly, this probably made making it through the pandemic that much easier. Like this was just a nice way to break up the being stuck inside, not being able to go out and do anything, monotony, and getting to see you guys every week. And like I said, it's blowing my mind that in just a short time, will have been a whole year. Like
the rocks.
It feels like it was just yesterday when we got our house in a black sludge.
Yeah. We still own that house, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
Someone's got the deed.
The black sludge is probably like butler sized now and just keeping the house nice and tidy for us.
Unless it's eaten it. And the town's just...
We fed it.
Destroyed. Yeah. And then you stop feeding it. What happens to...
And then...
When you get a pet velociraptor and you feed it human flesh, and then you just disappear and it doesn't get human flesh. What happens?
Yeah, but then we set up the house, though. We set up the house so it's spooky, so explorers will try to visit it.
I also think now we probably have less neighbors in that sense too, where we might own more houses because they tried to talk to the black sludge.
We don't have to worry about noise complaints, that's for sure.
We might have a whole city now and not even know it.
Yeah.
You guys have quarantined a whole city due to some black sludge.
We come back and like the big bad is the black sludge.
Don't worry, we were here for you. We helped you.
Yeah,
bad sludge. Bad sludge. Rub your nose in it.
Yeah, right.
Someone just melt their face. Just a moment. Just finishing up my notes. Because this is true DMing on the fly, guys. For everyone tuning in now, DMs are always semi-prepared. Because no matter how much we do prepare for the party, they're always going to derail us. So, good luck preparing.
I feel like that happened to you like the first 10 sessions consecutively, and you're just like, I'm done preparing more things now for this party. They just go off and like.
Yeah.
You guys need to save a little girl in a cornfield? Oh, wait, you guys are running away? You don't care? What? Oh, okay.
I guess we're done trying to do the morally righteous. I guess we're done doing the morally righteous path for the party and everyone because they don't care.
We're from there.
Yeah.
We checked on the people and like scarecrow people.
Yeah.
And the little dolls, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. What else do I need to hit?
What if they've somehow made their way to the carnival?
The little kids running through the cornfield?
Or the scarecrow people that took them?
Maybe. We'll see. I guess we'll find out today. Hello, everyone joining in. If you're listening to us, thank you so much for listening to honestly, if we're going to put it right, it's nice that you listen to the podcast. I really do appreciate it. The rest of the party does appreciate it. But if you really want to help us out, come on over to Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook Live over here at Podcasters Tabletop Gaming or Podcasters _ on Twitch. Check us live on Sunday nights. That's where the real fun happens because you get to see us interact and basically just have a bunch of antics with the party as I try to lay out a story. I mean, you can listen to it, and I guess it is somewhat cohesive, but to get the full entertainment value, come on over, watch us live Sunday nights. I'm your Dungeon Master, Anthony, and before we get into it, we have our guest and sponsor, Jeff from DCT Industries. This game, Kaimon, soon to be launching. Saw that there was some minis that we showcased a week or two. Tony has been painting a bit. Guys, honestly, Kaimon, picture Bakugan or Pokemon smashing together with Warhammer on a tabletop setting, or Actually, you know what? Better yet, picture Pokemon Stadium meets Warhammer on a tabletop setting. That's really the best way I can try and put it for you all. And you have your monsters battling each other, different combos, different types of moves. You roll dice to make attacks and deal damage. It's very fun. It's very entertaining. And my biggest enjoyment out of it is that it's somehow surprisingly quick, yet time encapsulating. You don't realize it that, oh, shoot, it's been 20 minutes. We just started rolling dice. So you can get through a couple rounds really quick, and it doesn't take up 7 hours of gameplay. I don't play Warhammer. Tony and Jeff, you guys primarily do. If you guys both show up with an army of, I'll say, average size, how long does a skirmish battle last?
I don't know, anywhere between like 2 to 4 hours, depending on how much of the rules we remember.
That's basically it. Yeah.
So without going into 2 to 4 hours worth of gameplay, you guys can come on over, grab a couple Kaimon, and have some fun within 15 to 20 minutes, realistically. And I'll tell you, it's just as entertaining as playing D&D, playing a video game, or any other type of tabletop game. This thing, though, is that it's unique. It's fun, and honestly, you should check it out yourself. You can do that by heading on over, supporting Kaimon and DCT Industries at DCTindustries.gaming.
Tabletop gaming.
Tabletop gaming. Damn it. It's all good. It's all good.
Actually, I let Tony know, and I'm going to let you guys know we have a release date now for Kaimon.
Woo!
Yeah!
March 26th.
March 26th?
Yes.
Save the dates. March 26th.
Guys, March 26th, make sure you're ready. Jeff, do we have any other details other than March 26th for the release?
Like I said, just keep an eye out in the Western
Okay.
New York area for some events we're going to be doing. So, and keep looking on the Facebook and the Instagram, because I'll be kind of posting more stuff on there the closer we get to March.
All right. Well, everyone, listeners, followers, head on over to DCT Industries, hit subscribe, follow, and like. And before we jump in, I will do a quick shout out in the beginning before I forget it at the end of the show. If you haven't yet, make sure to head on over to the network at bicbp-radio.com. Check out some of the other great shows me and my friends are working on. I do a podcast called Chris and Anthony Just Can't Stop. I love rolling dice with everyone. I love running as a dungeon master. But it's not truly me being myself. You want to see me being the raw, uncut, the comically just Anthony. Chris and Anthony Just Can't Stop. Check it out. A lot of fun antics come out of it. I also have, we kicked off our TikTok, me and Chris, as well as on our other social media. Ricky was on a bit of it throughout last week because we did go down to Long Island to watch Keep Flying.
I was in the car.
He was in the car ride. So if you haven't yet, we got a few discussions going with him from there. And you know what? Surprisingly, we have some views growing. And it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool. Blow up our ego a little bit for us. Check them out. Doom Eve. What's up? Thank you. Saw the grandma finger guns emoji. I'm not good comically. I go for pity jokes.
We almost ran into Kevin Smith.
We almost did run into Kevin Smith. We missed him by a few hours. A little disappointing, but it was fun. Had some great times. But check out Chris and Anthony Just Can't Stop, as well as the other great shows on the network. And there's always more to come. So, anyone else have any quick shout outs before we get into tonight?
I'm going to shout out you, Anthony. Thanks for being a good DM.
Yeah, shout out Anthony.
Anthony.
Gotcha.
Anthony.
Here. Cheers.
Woo.
Yeah.
Shout out to me. Hell yeah.
I was waiting for Morgor Hate Anthony, but it's Gilrax.
Yeah.
Gringor.
Gringor.
Doom Eve. Dude, thank you. I don't know who Doom Eve
Eevee.
is.
It's Eevee, like the Pokemon.
Oh, Doom
Come on,
Eevee. Doom Eevee? Ah.
It's not like Eve of the Apocalypse. It's a scary Pokemon, man. Come on.
Oh, I love that you were waiting first though. You're just like, all right, let's see if he catches on, and then like No.
I couldn't take it anymore.
It's Ashley. What's up? Thank you. Okay. So, guys, let's get into this. We picked up from 2 weeks ago. The party was leaving the Vistani encampment, finding themselves in the land of Barovia, being given some fortunes that are slightly confusing. Party members were told of holy relics, weapons of light and power, artifacts of knowledge, friends that will help fight an evil foe, and where to find said foe for the final showdown. There will be show-offs done. But they left the encampment, decided to turn left instead of turning right, and made their way back to a carnival they made their way back to a marking where Finks thought a carnival may be found from, as he had heard a eerie see, I can't talk and do the noise at the same time. But yeah, with the scream noises in between. He appears trying to the party returns to the said marking of the spot, looking for a way to the said carnival, and found themselves running into 2 werewolves. No, 3 werewolves. But not before Finks had ran in ahead. Party having a standoff with a close encounter. There we go. Chat's distracting, popping up in my face. The party having a very aggressive standoff. Morgor taking some damage and overcoming. Party doesn't really know what happened. They just know that there's now a green dragonborn standing in their presence. Well, Finks had come back from the rear and scared and threatening the rest of the werewolves to run back to their clan and den. Successfully peered out from the mist onto the path. The rest of the group collecting admittance tickets of necklaces, platinum tokens, if you will. Almost like a little plated metal tickets that allowed the one that had allowed Fink's passage into the mist. The party had all now collected one. You guys began your way into the mist. What's going on with everyone? So we pick up.
All right. So remind me, did we find the entrance? Wasn't there the big tent?
You saw the big tent in the Thank you. You guys saw the big tent in the background, and you came up to a big wooden posts, and it looked like there was a palisade walls that kind of cut off and blocked off the I don't want to say escape, but entrance from into it. So it's almost kind of like a park that has a gate around it. You can't just hop in. You gotta go in through the entranceway.
All right, I'm gonna start kind of running around, not scaling the walls, but staying on the wall until I find a door.
Okay.
But running, not walking.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Howard will follow Finks, not at a running pace. He will actually walk.
Okay.
Same. I'll kind of I'm looking around and just taking it all in.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out too for any more werewolves, just in case they come back, because I have a score to settle.
Okay. Make a perception check, Howard. And who else would want to be doing a lookout?
That's a frick.
Okay.
Already.
Mm-hmm.
Make an insight check with the frick.
Okay. 7.
All I'll say is that you hear a male voice that sounds familiar, and you cannot place any face or any specific individual to it, but it's one of those. It's like you hear a voice on like a movie or on a TV show from the other room, and it's one of those. Who was that? Kind of like I know that person. And it's one of those you're not going to place it until you see them type of recognitions.
Okay.
Is anyone else making a check? Anyone else wishing to do? Things you want to say? You want to scale part of the outside wall?
Well, no, I meant scale. I meant just kind of like running along, maybe
along
like picking up a stick and running around the bars or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss the entrance.
Oh, the entrance is clearly in front of you.
Oh, then I'm going there.
Oh yeah, like the entrance is straight up in front of you. So that's where if you were going to the side, it was like, all right, what are you doing? All right, you really can't see far into it. There is no details. Which the few shapes you do see, just peering from the outside. I'll say you guys are about 20 feet from walking into the this carnival. Is you hear the ominous just talking of voices, indistinct, kind of like sim talk, where it's just like someone's talking, but you can't pick out specific voices or words. It's just the presence of people are around, and you all notice this. It's almost in the background. So like when you try to pick up and listen and tune into what is being said, it becomes harder to listen to. It becomes quieter. It's when you're talking to each other that you notice that you can hear people talking in the background, but you're like, wait, hold on, what is that? What are they saying? And as you all quiet down to listen in, the voices hush. You do see, apart from hearing the voices, you do see there are from looking from the outside into the gates of the carnival, it's a thick mist, smokiness, like black smoke itself, just kind of wafting around. So it's dark to see. A little bit of like Silent Hill, where you're looking through dungeon fog, more or less. Like you can see shapes, and the shapes that you see are a few figures of humanoids that appear to be wandering across, and you see these boxy looking either tents or stalls, and the only one that really is kind of obvious is a big black and white, red and white top fence, not fence, tent in the back, and this is 150 yards deep, and you have to travel to it a little bit. But you guys are outside of the fence. Thanks. You just running in?
Yeah, what looks most fun?
Got it. So go running in, make a perception check for me. Okay. And I'll say make a charisma check.
21 for perception. Charisma is a 4.
Okay. Give me a sec with a 21 on perception. Make a stealth check. Are you trying to be stealthy at all?
No. Definitely not.
Okay. What was the charisma check?
4.
Perfect. Okay. Give me just a moment to get this in. What you do see as you go running in are multiple tents of 4 foot by 6 foot tall, dull muted colors of red and white striping tents, and then you see a blue and white, and then there's a green and blue and red and purple with tattered claws scraping across them as if they're ruined and ragged, and there appears to be skeletal looking figures standing behind in the tents like attendants. You see that there are a few rides. You see that there is a metal looking disc looking structure that you see it is spinning around in the distance to the far left as there's a as you see there's this ride that begins to spin in a circular motion and begins to lift itself up. With the 22, you see a humanoid looking figure go fly off of it and go shooting off in the sky.
How far are we talking? Like Team Rocket, like they're gone, or
not Team Rocket gone, but gone is like across the park and out of your vision, and they're probably going to land somewhere very painfully.
Okay, I'd like to take note of that direction just in case we want to go that way.
All right. With the 22, you also pick up on to the center. On the right side of the path that you first walk into, there is a wooden row of what would appear to essentially be, lack of terms, like a stack, almost like a snack or a vending bar that kind of has a few skeletons. And there appears to be a line of undead-looking ghouls or undead individuals. I don't want to say zombies, but zombies? Skeletons, maybe? Almost in line, waiting.
Do they look hostile at all, or are they just kind of
insight check?
Hanging. 18.
18. I mean, undead are pretty hostile. Not towards you. There's this mean presence to them. You've never seen a skeleton really smile, but there's this internal pain of being dead, and they're attempting to find some form of joy here, but yet there is no joy to be found. They're just complacent.
Okay. I'll point out the line to the party. Can you believe how long you have to wait for food here?
Are we going to ride Mr. Bones' wild ride?
Please. Please, can we?
Explain, like, height-wise, how tall are, like, the undead people in line compared to Howard?
Varying heights. Some are 4 feet. A few skeletons that are up to match them up to like 5.5, 6 feet. One zombie-looking individual appears to be almost a Goliath, with part of his arm ripped off and torn at the bone, and in his hand, he's clenching a. Make a perception check.
Okay. 19.
You see, he's clenching a necklace in his hand, and attached to the necklace, dangling from it, is a cup, like a chalice. You see him get up to the front of the line as he is next, slams it on the counter. One of the skeletons behind it grabs it, turns around, goes over to a keg, a cask, behind him. There you see some liquid pour into it. Cat taps it. Hands it back to the undead-looking Goliath. He walks off in the direction of the tent.
Still holding the cup?
Yes. He's holding it's almost like the chalice cup that he's like drinking from.
Okay. I am going to disguise self and make myself appear a foot taller, kind of like the Goliath. Same features, whatever he looks like. And I'm going to just cut everybody up to the front of the line and go up to the counter.
At that one, I'll say describing the Goliath, he's got a marking across his face, and you see under one of his jaws, it looks to be ripped off, as if almost by a clawed hand kind of just ripped his jaw in half. And his clothing is tattered rags, and there was no real armor. It was more or less just some furred shoulder pads and like probably like a belt. It kind of was for like barbarianistic style.
Okay. Facial features will look a lot like the Goliath. However, he will still be wearing the yellow coat and the armor and everything else.
Okay.
But he's going to walk up to the counter. And I'm just going to point at the casket.
Make persuasion check.
Okay. 23.
Okay. There's a skeleton in front of you. Reaches below the ledge. Let's see, let me just make an intelligence check for a skeleton. Net 20. Grabs a silvered-looking chalice dangling by a very similar necklace-looking collar, or not collar, chain that kind of comes from it, that loops from the chalice's, like where you grab it from, kind of loops from it.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like you can take, when you're done with the drink, you can kind of just drag it and carry it with you. Chuckles and just kind of taps this keg. It puts out its hand, waiting for almost like a payment of sorts.
I just go to reach for the cup and grab it.
It holds onto it.
All right. I reach in my pocket and flip on one of the little coins that I have.
Okay.
I had like a certain kind. Hold on, let me go back to it. I think maybe.
While you're waiting to tell me what coin I'll say it takes the coin.
Okay.
Make a perception check.
18.
You hear come out from this raspy, absent throat. Enjoy.
And I just walk away back towards the rest of the group.
It looks to be some dark, deep, rich-looking mead.
Cool. Take a sniff. Drink it. So it's not that bad. You can go right up to the front of the line and just get something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to stop you.
All right, I'll go get something.
Yeah.
Constitution save and throw for me.
Hey. Hold on. What's my constitution again? Been a minute. All right, here we go. 4.
As you go to take a sniff and take a swig of it, you're anticipating a carnivalistic, rich wine flavoring, and it doesn't. you don't make the connection and realize it until the sludge hits your gut. You get this irony taste down your throat and on your tongue. And this almost like sludgy, coagulated-y feeling in your mouth. It's not mead, not wine. Probably his blood.
It's got a little bit of an aftertaste, so you guys, I don't know if you guys might like it or not. Kind of coppery. Irony.
Please make a deception check for everyone.
18.
Whoever wants to incite him can, but I mean, Howard is the fancy drinker of the group.
Got the best taste.
21 on insight.
Howard's holding back some information on this. There's something off.
You can see my face like I'm just like that.
Yeah, like
It's good. It's got a little bit of its aftertaste, but it's good.
Howard, you're full of shit.
No, actually, I'm pretty sure I went earlier, like in the woods back there.
It's not poop day in D&D yet. You can't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's blood. I think. I don't know. It's not the greatest.
I know someone who would like that, but to me, that's not interesting.
So you really like don't have any, like I point around, are there barrels anywhere around?
Oh yeah, there are. There are very. Make a perception check. Make a perception check to kind of get the view.
21.
21. You point around to a few barrels, looking around, and there are 2 barrels there, 3 barrels there. There's got to be at least 20 barrels within the vicinity.
Okay.
And out of the corner of your eye, as you point to one of the last barrels, you see a childish-looking figure peeking their head from over it, kind of staring at you slightly with this swish of black hair and a bit of a cigar popping out of it. Has a bit of a grin, ducks under, and there's a poof of smoke from behind it.
So you really have like no animosity towards these barrels?
No, I can't say I do.
Interesting. Okay. Shall we do any games? What are we doing? What was the plan here? I don't remember.
To have fun.
You guys all just decided to come to a carnival. We're being honest. It's what just happened.
Okay. Yeah, I was too busy dying by being exploded and whatnot. So,
Remus was supposed to find. Oh wait, who had the card? That was supposed to be in. Was it supposed to be?
Mine was for a lightsaber.
Who was? Wasn't someone?
This is gonna be the first Jedi of this campaign.
Can you get that mic down lower, Rick?
Yes.
There we go. Better.
And
there you go.
thanks. I'm gonna be a Jedi.
I'm gonna be a Jedi.
Was it Finks?
I have to find an enemy of the Lord himself.
I know I have to find like a book of knowledge in the mountains somewhere. And I think Remus is something with the mountains coincided with that.
I think it by process of elimination, it must be Finks.
Yes.
Was it Finks? Someone had to find something that was in a carnival wagon, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it a wagon?
Unless that's where my thing is.
Where is it? That should have been marked down. And it's not. But what are you guys doing here, or what do you guys wish to do there until you find what you thought you were supposed to find?
I think I'm most intrigued by the giant tent, if that seems to be what is like the biggest standout of the minus the human slinging ride and the food and games and stuff. If that tent is the standout thing, I think the curiosity would have gotten the better of me, and I would have headed towards that.
Okay. Make a perception check as you begin walking down the center path in the direction of the giant pop-up tent.
Non-nat 20.
There is a small childlike fellow that bumps into your shoulder as walking by you, and they get a little too close for your liking, and with them doing like almost like a shoulder shrug, as if almost like they're drunkenly stumbling into you. When you turn around, they've disappeared into a plume of smoke.
Am I missing anything on my persons? Did I just get
an investigation check?
18 even.
Nothing to be found or lost.
Okay.
But anyone else that is watching saw a child of sorts bump into him, just clearly like drunkenly stumble, and then disappear into the smoke mist. As if by magic, they kind of disapparated. This place is weird. And there is this lingering smoke presence, just kind of, it's almost like hovers and kind of throughout it's almost like a fog.
Does it smell?
Perception check to see what it smells like.
Can I also see what it smells like?
16.
16. Make a perception check as well. Are you all following Maximus at this point, walking straight ahead, or is anyone else looking in a different direction?
Howard's going to walk towards the barrels where he saw the little dude. Oof.
Okay.
15.
What was your perception, Maximus?
16.
16? Okay. There is a darker brimstone-like smell that is coming from this individual, from the smoke that was left from this individual. And real quick, back to the cards. Who had the illusionist, the Seven of Stars? It's a man is not what he seems. Comes here in a carnival wagon. Therein lies what you seek. That was the reading.
I'm guessing it was either me or Tony.
I had coins.
You had coins?
I had the 3 of swords.
Not you, Gilrax. You were. I know that one wasn't you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't me either. I had like it was like a light sword or something.
Yes. No, that was yours was card. You have the card tells of power and strength, tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of light.
Yeah.
Tony was the one. Card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. Okay. We'll see when he comes back if we can recall specifically. I don't know where my notes went for who had what fortunes where. Let's see if anything back in here. Let's see. Let me see real quick. Let's flip a page or two.
This note check is brought to you by DCT Industries, where dreams do come true.
Push DCT Industries for a moment. Let me go check my other set of notes.
Be ready for their new game coming out in March of 2022, Kaimon. You like playing Warhammer or other strategy-involved games? This is a quicker one, simpler, and more effective, so you can play many games in hours instead of 1 or 2. Kaimon. Don't be a smug whale and miss out on this.
Ricky, I should just hire you to do the plugs for this. That was great.
Thank you.
I do have a quick question for you guys. Did you guys come up with any ideas for the like the Faybala 5 Kaimon that you were gonna make, or nothing yet?
Some sort of walrus.
We had very brief thoughts, and then we got derailed. So nothing yet is what I would say.
Because what I would like to do is when I release the first set, is release your guys' set as like a limited edition thing alongside it.
Can I have one that looks like this?
Absolutely.
Suezo?
Basically, yeah, but with wings.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
There it is.
I taught an art lesson, and you got to like roll your own monster, and you got to like mix and match and create, and then make it out of model magic clay.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Just
an amazing
like
chart.
looking around like, that's not how I make Kaimon at all.
Okay.
Like, how'd you know?
Found my notes, everyone. Okay.
Our lawyers will be in touch, Mark.
All right. Real quick, just so we just jump in because fortunes are important. The fortunes were, first one was, we have Danny. You had the 3 of Swords. And you were looking for the card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancients will help you better understand your enemy. And 3 of Swords were the go to the mountains, climb the white tower guarded by golden knights. Ricky, you had the card tells of power and strength, tells of weapon of vengeance, sword of light. That is the, you have to look for, the man is not what he seems. He comes here in a carnival wagon. Therein lies what you seek. Tony, you had the card tells of a powerful force of good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. That was the Nine of Glyphs, which was look for a wealthy woman, a staunchy ally of the devil. She keeps the treasure under lock and key with the bones of an ancient enemy. Mark, you had 9 of coins. This is for the enemy that will help you fight the evil. It is look for a fortress inside a fortress in a place hidden beyond the fire. And then Morgor, yours was going to be where you will face off against the enemy himself. And that's on the episode. I don't have that one marked down, but
it was me. I forgot.
All good. My notes were in the second note pile. I was got to keep 2. So that's what you guys believed to come to the carnival for, because you're looking for a man who is not what he seems. He comes from a carnival wagon. And you guys said, hey, let's go to the carnival. So you guys are at a carnival now.
You know what? Once this kind of clicks for Remus, he's kind of pissed off that Morgor is gone and he has Gilrax. Because Morgor probably hated wagons too and would have made easy work of this, just smashing all the wagons. Whereas now we have to infiltrate and figure out whose wagon is not what they seem.
I mean, all I can say is either heal me or damage me. Something might happen.
All right. Can you send me the chart, by the way?
What's that?
Can you send me the chart, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You want me to show you the chart?
Yep. Someone's got to do it.
Do you want me to explain the chart?
That chart? All right. So that happened. It had this dark brimstone-y smell to it, to the smoke. Howard, you were going over to the barrels. Make an investigation check. What are you looking for specifically?
See if I can find the little guy that was hiding. 14.
Make a history check.
Ooh, what's my history? 18.
No child, but there are 2 adult-sized footprints stamped in the mud on the ground behind the barrel. And you smell this dark brimstone dimension door smoke. And you've smelled this before. This has a unique scent to it. Make an Arcana check.
14.
You know, different arcane practitioners will mark flavorful spells, and this one has a unique marking to it. It's been quite some time since you've smelled this one specifically. And the reason that this one was so memorable is because you were paralyzed and held and groveling last time you smelled this smell.
Interesting. I look back towards the party. And take out the purple chalk. It was like behind one of the barrels, right?
Yeah, one of the barrels.
Okay. The barrel that the footprints are directly behind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to take the purple chalk and I'm going to make a symbol of the Yellow King into it.
All right.
I'm just going to kind of like a brief, quick look around to see if I see him anywhere.
I don't see anyone else. There's like skeletal figures, and by this point, now that you're all in the carnival and kind of interacting to an extent, there are zombies meandering, almost kind of interacting in pairs, walking around, but not paying attention to you. There are skeletons meandering about, not really talking to each other, but just walking as if they were enjoying their day here. So there is not just you all alone here. There are other undead sources.
Awesome. Howard still looks like the Goliath, by the way.
Got it.
But he's going to look around. He doesn't see my little guy. So he's going to go... What? Are there like any games or anything like around in the vicinity?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Looking for games. Just because there is this I'll say, just for the better terms, it's a mist, but you can see through it. It's just difficult to see distinct features and details. Like you could see booths apart and you hear ha 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 ha, like attempted laughter, attempted enjoyment, but it doesn't sound enjoyful, or it doesn't sound joyful. It sounds painful still. There's nothing entertaining about this place. It could be, but it isn't.
I rolled a 21.
Beyond all this, you do see some games to the distance, and on the far right of the entrance. When you walk in, you're about maybe 200 feet in to where like the snacks and the games are, or the snacks little wine booth is, but make out like a hard 45-degree cut in that direction. You can hear a ding, ding, and there's a bell kind of ringing sound, and then you hear a these noises, and
okay.
I'll say it sounds like daggers hitting a door, kind of being thrown at a door.
Okay. I'm gonna start making my way towards that area.
Okay. Are you gonna go
follow.
At this point, unless you were all watching Howard, Finks, you actually didn't go up with the rest of them. So you've seen Howard split off to the right, can kind of tail up behind him.
All right.
Gilrax, Maximus, and Remus are more towards the center, walking towards the big top tent.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with Howard.
Okay. While you guys walking off that way, Maximus, Remus, you guys doing anything specific other than just continuing to walk forward to the big top tent?
I'm going to look at carts as we walk by them and just see what's going on.
Are you being subtle about it? Are you being intensive of the looks, or are you just doing some passive, just kind of peering and looking around?
I would call it a mix of passive and then like if I see like a chest or a box or something, I'd take an extra second, like stop, use my eye to like kind of get an idea of what might be in it.
Okay.
But like I'm just carnivaling and I look very stressed by the mist all around us.
Okay. Make a perception check for me before we jump on over and cut over to these games.
I got a 20.
I heard it as you raise the hands. You and Maximus, and I believe Gilrax was following a little bit, or was he? Yeah, Gilrax was following a little bit. You are peering between carts. They all look very plain and drab, and they're all like parked beyond on the far outreach of your vision. After looking over the 2 or 3, they all look the same. You're looking over off to the right, and there are 2 or 3 carts that are parked in the center of the carnival kind of pathway where you're walking, stacked off to the side, almost parked, with a bunch of goods and boxes and barrels lining them, almost with like stocks and supplies. You see, there's one of the lids are actually pulled open, and there's just a tub full of barrels. Not a tub full of barrels, a barrel full of daggers. Wrong words. Barrel full of daggers in the one. The other barrel has it looks to be a colorful rags. And in this place, I'll say the colors are like vibrant. And you see skeletons actually walking over to the barrel full of daggers and just scooping their hands in and just carrying them away and walking them off to the away from them in the right direction. Essentially, where Danny and Tony are going to be walking to, cutting off. The nat 20, you see there are more carts and wagons on the far outer.
Before you keep going, I got a total of 20. I didn't get a nat 20. I got 19 plus 1. So before you delve any more information, I see an outline of carts somewhere else.
Outline of carts to the far out to the far outskirts to the right, or to the left of your vision.
Perfect. I'm just going to keep going with Maximus and Gilrax and also make a mental note that there shouldn't probably be skeletons just swooping up armfuls of daggers and walking away with them without anything else happening. But they're not bothering me, so we're just going to stay under the radar and check out the big top.
Okay. You guys going to make your way there. Howard and Finks, you guys being stealthy at all? Yeah.
I did actually want to give Howard the blessing of the trickster, so advantage on stealth checks.
Awesome. Okay. Howard wasn't going to be stealthy. He was just going to walk towards it.
Okay. Well,
it lasts for an hour or so if you decide.
Perfect.
Good.
But on the way, before I hit the games, I'm going to go into my backpack, and I'm going to find my little pouch of blue sand. And I'm going to take just a little bit and put it away. And it is drugs, but it also grants me advantage on perception, athletics, and acrobatics for 1 hour as well. And yeah, I'm just going to go see the first game I can hit.
There's negative traits to this sand, I believe.
I don't know what the negative ones are. I just know they're drugs, so
okay.
I'm probably high as a kite.
Make a Constitution save for me right now.
Okay. It's a 10.
All right. Okay, we'll figure that out. Gonna create better drug mechanics, guys. D&D.
Mhm.
Hey, go figure. Howard, so you go walking up, stumbling a little bit, kind of just walking your, strutting your stuff through the carnival with Finks, coming up on your side. You see that there are 3 carnival tents that are booth shaped, the 4 foot by 6 foot tall. These ones all have the same colors of a black and white striped patterns coming down from them. And 2 of them have skeletons at them. And there are glass bowls in one of the in the first tent. It is just aligned with a bunch of glass bowls sitting on a large table. As you walk up to it, next to that one, there is a skeleton that has actually returned at this point, and you see him just kind of drop a handful of daggers just on a ledge at the front of the tent that you can walk up to, almost like a little table counter space. And as the daggers just clatter all over it, messily, and like some fall on the ground, there is a large wheel behind it that has an individual that has daggers sticking out of it from misplaced shots or well-intended shots, depends on whose perspective.
When you say individual, are we talking a skeleton or a non-skeleton?
Non-skeleton.
Are they conscious?
At one point they were. Not now.
Okay.
You see there's bloody stains and daggers sticking out of squishy looking skin. Daggers are hitting the wooden wheel that they're strapped to from their arms and legs as they're spinning upside down, right side up, and just keep spinning. Next to them, there is a third tent that has a woman, drow female, white hair cut to a nice ponytail. And she actually has a very nice, fancy, trimmed leather cloak. And she looks ripped, yet not barbarianistic over the top. Like, not like a strong woman, not like a bodybuilder type ripped, but she looks like she can hold herself more or less in a fighter sense. Just for kind of visual statistics. And next to her tent is actually a large bell that you see that is attached to a wooden post that goes down, that goes up 30 feet, marked with crudely painted lines. They don't look evenly marked at all. And there's a metal bar that comes down the center of it with a big platform with a mallet standing next to it.
Howard, that's the one. That's the one. We should do that one. And I point to the big bell with the hammer.
My fault, exactly. I'm gonna walk over to the bell.
Well. Welcome. Do you have what it takes to ring the bell?
I'm just gonna pick up the hammer.
Hold on. Did you get your? Did you pay for the ticket fee? Tokens? This isn't free games.
I'm just gonna like tap Finks and then point at her to pay him or pay her.
Finks is just gonna show the admit one thing.
Make a persuasion check. Well, usually
12.
my gamers get their tickets to be able to play first, but first one's on the house, I say. I don't think you're gonna win that much, but please.
So explain the rules. if you could.
Well, if you think you're strong enough and your friend certainly looks the part, perhaps he can swing the mighty mallet and ring the bell. Prize for every bell rung.
Is there like another undead, anything like right by the bell, like officiating is, or just the lady?
It is just her.
Okay.
All right. I guess what I'm trying to find out here is, and what happens if the bell doesn't ring?
Well, that's for me to know and you to find out. She kind of just has this smile curl.
I'm gonna just swing and hit the bell, or hit the thingy to make the bell go up.
Make an athletics check for me.
All right. With advantage, 20, not natural. By the way, the description notes that I put on the blue sand is basically like cocaine, so it's like speed. I'm all like wired up, so it gives me the advantage on those things. But I don't know how the negative traits, however you want to work that in.
Make it work.
Okay.
Howard, you're usually not a strong individual, and this sudden rush of adrenaline, you grab the wooden mallet and you take a nice grip upon the handles, and as you do so, you can see that the handles look bloody and have almost nail marks dug into them, as if those that grab it can't control the strength that they can grasp it with. And as you go to swing it down, there's a ding, ding, falls down. Well, I guess you get to keep your soul today. Plus, here, for fun, because I don't see anyone else working. She looks over at you, thinks. She pulls a small roll of tickets that you would get at a carnival that have like kind of like split, and she rips a strip of them of like 10.
Okay.
And goes, it'd be 1 silver piece for 10 game tokens. These can be used for rides and admittance to shows and any other kind of fun you think you could have here.
All right, I'll make the exchange. That sounds very fair to me.
Hands it over. And Howard, as you hit the bell, you feel a loosening grip on the mallet as you have a strange urge that this mallet is yours to keep and you wouldn't leave here until you could ring the bell. Kind of wash over you. As you let go of it, mallet just drops and smashes on the ground.
So this game's not rigged, obviously, but what about those other ones?
Well,
I point to like the bowl, the bowls of water, and then the spinning guy.
She goes, well, the last one that couldn't ring the bell, you see what happened to him.
I'm gonna point to the spinning guy, like
he got a little too greedy and couldn't pay for the check he tried to write. And the bowls, that shit's just fun. Make a perception check as you're looking over at the bowls. It's a bunch of glass, essentially fish bowls.
17 for perception.
10 for perception.
There's a bunch of fish bowls, Howard. Finks, you see a bunch of dead goldfish in little fish bowls.
All right, I'm gonna go in there.
At the counter looking over where all the fish bowls are, there's a skeleton. And on the ledge are a bunch of little tiny dice-sized skeleton heads. And there's a sign behind him, as he can't speak, that says 3 throws, 1 ticket.
Okay, I'll give him a ticket.
Give him a ticket. He hands you over 3 little skeleton skulls. They're about the size of Lucky's skull. You kind of notice it, holding them in your hands. So
I'm going to look at the bulls though. I mean, I'm looking for. Is there anything better than dead fish? It's got to be a good prize in here.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
While he's doing that too, I'm gonna look at the fish. Do any of them have a mohawk?
Make an investigation check.
9 for me.
13.
You see a few oddly looking beta fish that kind of have this like discoloration frill to it, but nothing mohawkish. Nothing beyond the fish that you can see.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of like lean in real close to the beta looking fish. Azoff, is that you? If it is, it's Howard. I know I look like a Goliath and you can't tell it's really me, but it's me. You're safe if it's really you. You can turn out back to how you were. No?
No response.
Okay, maybe you're just fish. Good talk. Okay. And I'm just gonna stand back up.
All right. You're given 3 little skulls. What do you do?
There's
a clear. I'll say this one with the perception checks you guys do make. You see that the ground in this tent is littered with little skulls. And Howard, with the 13, you notice there are a few shrunken looking heads of like human faces that have been just shrunken down that are not turned into skulls. And they're like palm sized, like almost kind of like a little smaller, like golf ball size heads. Like they're like tiny little shrunken down heads. And they're
just on the ground, you said?
Scattered amongst the ground and scattered amongst the table in between where all the little fish bowls are. Kind of think when you go to the carnival and it's like the ring toss and that they're scattered everywhere because no one can make it and win.
Mm.
With the 13, behind the table, you do see a pair of boots sticking out. Feet side sticking up from behind one of the tables. That's all you can see is just a pair of boots.
Okay.
All right, I'm throwing the first skull.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
Acrobatics.
Sure.
10.
Okay. As the skull, as a little screeching noise comes from it as it bounces from bowl to bowl, hits one of the rims, and as it begins to kind of roll in, there's and it falls out of the bowl. The miss.
I look at the skeleton and say, "Stop staring at me. You're ruining my concentration. Look over there."
Make a persuasion check, intimidation check.
All right. 14.
Just kind of stares at you.
No, he's not going for it. All right, I'm not gonna try to steal any more then. All right, this time I'm gonna take the skull, and I'm gonna kind of etch in the moon symbol into the front, and that will be my casting guidance on myself for the extra D4. And I'll take my second shot. 17 plus 3 is 20, plus the D4 is 21.
As you throw it into one of the fish bowls, it's perfect. Skull lands right into it. There's a bloop. It sinks to the bottom. Skeleton walks over, grabs the bowl, picks it up, just dumps it out. There's a dead fish in its hand. Walks itself over to you. Just kind of like lofts a little bit of a dead goldfish at you.
Just like a floppy fish, no water, no.
Yeah. Just
all right.
Dead fish.
While the skeleton's distracted doing all that, I'm gonna try to like stealthily grab one of the little shrunken heads off the ground.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
That's Blessing of the Trickster. Hold on, stealth. I forget what my stealth is. Bear with this. 13.
13. As you kind of lean in there, you lean in and go to stretch from swinging the mallet. You bend over, and there's a. He doesn't like it when those try to steal or cheat. You think my punishment is bad. Look around. This is one you don't want to lose. As you hear the elven drow, just kind of voices comes over to you. And as you look back, you see her leaning out of her booth and next to the mallet and just kind of looking over at you leaning in.
Okay, I'm just gonna like continue to like stretch and play it off like I'm just stretching and. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna take one more look since I got an extra skull. Anything else look interesting? Anything catch my eye, or is it just all dead fish?
Make another investigation check.
All right, 18 on that one.
What do you say interesting? Like, what specifically are you trying to catch your eye? What is
anything better than a dead fish?
Anything better than a dead fish? Okay.
What's like the number one prize here? It's at the top of the pyramid. What am I aiming at?
Who was an 18?
Yeah.
18. You see that you're looking beyond and they're all dead fish. The boots, though, there's almost markings on the side of it, and something special possibly about them.
No. Hey, give me those boots. I want the boots. I point to the skeleton. Give me the boots.
It points down at the boots.
I try to give him back the fish.
Make a persuasion check as you see it gonna go.
Does a 19 do it?
All right, 19. As you're trying to convey this meaning to a skeleton that isn't the brightest of foes or conversationalist out there, really. He looks over at the drow and is like, she goes, "You fucking idiot. Really? You're going to try and talk to a skeleton? Good luck with this one." He goes, He goes over and picks up one of the goldfish bowls, shakes it. You see the dead fish in there just kind of lay at the bottom. He goes up to a metal chain that is hanging and pulls one of it down from the top of the back edge of the curtain of the draping. And you see a second one he pulls out from, and he hooks these little clamps to them and pulls them open and clamps it to the edge of the bowl and goes, "Ugh." And it's across the full tent, full 4 feet, and it's at a height now, rather than just across the just across the counter and on the ground. It's now at a raised platform that you'll have to throw it at, about 5 feet tall.
All right, let's take the shot then. And I go to the skeleton and I say, "And if this game's rigged, your skull's the next one that's getting thrown here." And I'll do the blessing again. Oh, nat 20. So 23 plus 3, 26 total.
Yes.
Okay. So as you grab this skull and kind of do a little bit of a marking in it, a little whisper.
Kobe.
Yeah, that's all it is. One tier.
There is a skull that just as it swishes He goes, walks over, rips the boots off of the individual, walks over to you. You see the feet that the boots were attached to, that he pried them off from behind the table. And in doing so, he moves the body that they are attached to. And as he does, pulling the boots off, the body kind of does a jerking motion and spins out so you can see it now laying on its back, feet facing you, with these tattered, holed up, gnarly looking, stanky socks. This headless body that the neck is pinched off at with like a roped knot. And you see the head is actually missing. So like it's just the neck is just pinched off, and it looks almost like a Tootsie Rolled, where it's like kind of like it shrinks and kind of is like crinkled. And you see next to it.
Get a load of this guy.
They just start looking around. Like any of the shrunken heads on the ground look like it would match the body.
Make an insight check.
Okay. 15.
There's a few heads that could match him. And there's actually one right next to the body that has a torted looking face that is trying to scream, and its eyes are like kind of like wide-eyed open, and the hair is just mangled coming down. Dark-skinned, leathered, tanned, worn-looking human.
Okay.
Skeleton walks over and puts these black leather boots down on the table. There are these markings that come up from the side of it, and there is something interesting about them. You both notice instantly that they smell and reek of wet feet, and there's almost a saltiness to it, and the smell to it.
All right, I'll take them on, try them on, throw them right on. I hope they fit. Also, by the way, Finks doesn't wear shoes. Like, he hasn't worn shoes this whole time. I don't know if that's a character detail, so this is my first pair of shoes ever.
On the mini, I had him have shoes, so...
See, this was destined.
Okay. I didn't know that. This was new. All right. So, Finks, you now have on a pair of shoes. As you put them on, there's a... like putting on wet, soaking boots. Like they're just wet and waterlogged, as if you've been running in the ocean. And you could smell this salty, briny smell, along with just rank, stanky feet smell. Howard, Finks is starting to smell like some like stanky feet. Like, dude's been wearing the same pair of socks for the past 7 years, and no one's had the heart to tell him that he smells. And you guys are adventurers and go through, like, literally have gone through, like, shit. This smells bad.
They're perfect. All right. I'll kind of be a little proud of myself. I'll rip the tickets in half, give Howard his 5. Come on, let's go do something else.
I'm just gonna like walk 10 feet behind Finks.
His senses are all like out of whack too. He's like really smelling it. Advantage on smell checks.
All right. So you go walking off. Where a specific direction that you're walking to, something that's trying to attract you before we jump over to Maximus and Remus?
I mean, we can check out the spinning dagger guy, but...
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's kind of his fault for messing up, but hey, we can check it out.
Go
yeah,
right.
I mean,
Why don't you play?
I'm pretty good right now. I could probably keep a straight eye on the dagger throw.
All right, I'm gonna give Howard the guidance spell as well. So that's a D4 on skill checks.
Yeah.
That's
Behind
not cheating.
its sign, up hanging from two metal chains. One ticket, one dagger. One ticket, one throw. It's a skeleton that's grabbing daggers, looking at him, kind of rubbing it on the bone. You see it looks kind of rusted and bent and broken. You see him actually grabbing up a couple of the daggers that look fairly nice, and he actually bends and breaks the tip off of it. Just openly putting it back in the pile, shuffling it around so like you can't see which one he just did that to.
Okay. Just gonna walk up. I would like to try a dagger throw. Thanks. Tokens.
All right, I'll take them.
He hands you a dagger. And he walks over, slaps the wheel.
I'm just gonna chuck it.
Make an attack.
I don't even know what I'm checking at, but
you just see a human male figure, black matted, tattered hair. You see these little pegs around him, and there is this little flat, almost like a stopper, kind of like a game show that, and they're hitting it as it's kind of keeping it going slow after so long, and it's just the body just. And as he kind of goes upside down, the grips that are on his hands and his legs, they are a little loose, so he actually moves. So if you think you have a good shot, it may move on you.
Okay. Just a dagger attack roll, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's 22.
No problem. As you throw it, what are you aiming at? Are you trying to hit the person? Are you trying to hit not the person?
I don't know. I just throw it towards the...
Through the wall? Through the wheel?
Yeah, to the wheel. So wherever it lands, it lands. I have no idea.
See, it's just basically a dagger throwing game for him. Cool. So you grab the dagger. Did you inspect the dagger? Or you just taken a dagger that he hands you?
No, I just took the dagger that he handed me and chucked it.
Got it. Cool. So as you throw it, right into the side of the individual. You hear the dagger hitting the wood as it cuts in through part of the rib, like the skin, to the side of the individual. You hear kind of just come from his lips. A chuckling noise comes from the skeleton's mouth as he smacks the face of the individual that's been spinning.
Thanks. This one is still alive. Should we save him or continue with the fun?
Hey, skeleton, how do we win that guy?
The drow goes, you don't win the guy. He's actually here. He lost and couldn't pay up. So he gets to die now, unfortunately.
How many tickets did he not pay you?
Oh no, he bet his life that he could hit that, and he couldn't hit the bell, so he lost his life.
Why didn't he just pay with tickets?
This place has a gambling. I would say full disclosure. If you are a gambler and have a bad addiction to it, this is not the place to be at, because
if you lose,
yes, because we will get you. House always wins here.
I kind of point to my boots and my goldfish, be like, I don't know about that.
I point to the bell that I hit earlier, like,
We'll get you. Don't worry. You haven't found your game yet.
Well, you seem to be around everywhere.
I seem to be around everywhere.
Yes. Do you run all these games?
No. I just run the mallet hitting game, and unfortunately, the ones that get a little too greedy and bet at my game, I offer them up to old Bonehead over here because then I get to watch them get stabbed with daggers all day.
She said bonehead.
Yes, I did. Bonehead 1 and Bonehead 2.
I like this one. Hey, can I go talk to that spinning wheel guy? No one's going to throw anything at me, right?
Maybe I will. I don't know.
No. Take my chances on you.
But
I'm going to walk up to the guy.
Do you have a ticket to throw daggers?
I do, actually. And she actually pulled out the ticket that you had given her.
I'm going to hold out my hand like, pay me the ticket.
Persuasion check for me.
You're going to get me killed, Howard.
Natural 20.
She goes, I'll take you up on that. She actually hands you the ticket, and she pulls out a silver dagger from her pocket, and she kind of just begins flipping it between her fingers, almost drumstick style. She's kind of just showing off with it. Do you wish to try and hop over and go speak to him?
Mm-hmm.
During this? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I thought, hold on a minute. It's no fun if he's asleep. Let me just check on him.
Fine.
I'm gonna kind of go slap him around a little. Hey, get up.
He's upside down, by the way, at this point.
I don't care.
I'm keeping an eye on the drow real quick, and as soon as it seems like she's about to throw it, I'm readying a spell.
Okay. Guy, there's little voices. Hello.
Hey, what'd you do to end up here?
I bet that I can hit the bell.
Well, that was dumb.
I know.
But what's your name? Who are you?
Gillipan. I was a strong man back home, and this place saps the strength out of you. Get out while you can.
Well,
a little blood trickles down his mouth.
Listen, I'm not going to save you. I can maybe make your death quicker. Is there anything you want me to do for you? Do you have any last wishes that I can take care of for you? Perhaps any treasures or something you need brought to a family member?
My wife and daughters are dead. Burn this place to the ground. As he spits on the ground. As he tries to spit, it just kind of spittles out of his mouth and just kind of drools down his face.
All right, I'm gonna leave him, and I'll pop back over the fence, and I'll stay not on the fence, but on the counter, and I'll stay on the counter to get eye level with the drow lady.
Okay.
You know what he said? He bet you couldn't hit him in the heart.
Oh, really? Throws the dagger.
As soon as she goes to throw the dagger, I cast Flare right in front of her eyes. It's disadvantage on attack.
Okay.
Throws.
Still very nice. So as she go to throw the dagger, there's a flaring light in front of her face. As you see, the dagger does leave her hand. She does cock her face to look at you and be like, that wasn't nice. And as the dagger hits the individual, there's a... The dagger that was in his chest returns back to her hand in a returning motion, just as it flies back to it.
Interesting.
Points the dagger at you.
I just wanted to see. You've well earned it, and I give her back the token that she gave me.
Watch your hands. If you want to keep your magic.
They just start backing up.
life returns, the ticket returns. Very cool. All right, well, I'm going to follow Howard.
Okay.
Yeah. These games are kind of boring. You want to head back to the tent? Find the others?
Yeah, that guy didn't have any money, by the way. I tried.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Remus and Maximus. Gilrax has wandered off into a tent, sniffing, and something is catching his smell as he's. I have a feeling my queen, my goddess, would prefer me to go here. I feel a draconic presence. Please go on your way. I'll return when I can. As he kind of veers off the beaten path, looking after one of the carts that you had pointed out, as he kind of enters a tent that has a dragon skull above it. You guys are continuing after the big top tent?
Yeah.
Make your way through. You approach within 100 feet of it, and there's a cheering and roaring noise of kind of like a excitement coming from within it. There's a come on to the greatest undead circus around. A show to behold. You hear booming from inside. And you actually bump into a line. Looking up at the top of the tent, you don't realize that you've actually bumped into a line of skeletons, ghouls, zombies, undead figures. There's even a giant that's just waiting to walk forward. As you bump in, there's a zombie that turns around. Turns back around, standing, waiting. Takes a step as one person gets led in, and the whole line moves up one.
How long does it look like this line is? Like, how far back am I in line?
About 50 feet from the front is just, it's spaced out. It's not butt up. And if you try to like walk up to peer up on top of the, from behind the zombie and get a little too close, there's
Can I see? Is there like an attendant letting people in, and what does he look like?
Make a perception check.
23.
23. You see a halfling male, black swish of a hair with a nice trimmed leathered cloak and a necklace with a almost like a sigil dangling from it. He's shirtless, and he's walking up and down. Please, tickets, please. Tickets, please. Tickets, please. As he's kind of grabbing one, grabbing another one. The show will start in just a minute. Tickets, please. Tickets, please. Tickets, please. Walking up. About 10 people deep in. He's not strolling too fast. He's more or less, as he's kind of grabbing tickets, he's letting groups in at a time. From him, there are 2 zombies that are going over and patting down people and other skeletons that are going in. And as you're kind of looking over, especially at the 23, you see that there are a few not undead individuals, and those that appear to have weapons or items are being disarmed and handed over.
Are the skeleton security guards dressed up in the same? Is there like a uniform, a distinguishable like dress code that's going on?
No. It was just these are, they're clearly with the individual that is behind him. They're just more or less, they're with him in presence and demeanor. Remus, this individual looks familiar. And you recognize the necklace from Brian's Bell. similar to one that Howard had previously had.
Gotcha. The daggers make more sense now.
All right. I'm going to cast Minor Illusion on myself. No, I'm sorry, Disguise Self. I'm going to cast Disguise Self. And make myself essentially look like the ticket keeper guy in the same like type of regalia or whatever, but mess up the face maybe with like some scars or some like just dirt and just filth, so it's not very distinguishable. And I'm going to take Remus and put him in front of me, and I'm going to grab the back of his coat or cloak that he's wearing and kind of grab his hands behind in an authoritative way. And I'm going to like march him forward like he belongs in part of the show. Like I got him, he's the next act, and I'm just going to kind of like fake my way in.
Okay.
To the side.
I'll pretend to be deadish.
Past the one that's taking up to the one that's taking the
right,
tickets.
So I'm just gonna like cut out of the line, grab him, and like we're
march
late
to
for
the front.
show.
Got
yeah,
it.
like yeah.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
21.
Oh, can I help him?
21. It was a 23 or a 21, so 21.
Okay. As you walk up, the halfling individual that you now recognize is the one that bumped into you. He goes, whoa there. Good friend. You don't look familiar, and I don't recall inviting you to our carnival. I do appreciate a good trick when I see one, but I can see through many disguises. As he kind of points to his eyes, as you see almost like a kind of blinks, and there's a magical film that kind of goes over him. He blinks again, and his eyes appear normal. He goes, Remus, been quite some time. How did you end yourself up here? I believe Brian spell. You all left me for dead last time.
I thought you left.
I
Didn't he leave us? There was like a big hubbub, and then he was just like, you guys are all taking the fall now. I'm going to disappear.
You recognize Jarrell.
Yeah, that's what happened. He disappeared.
He was killed. You guys left him on the ground.
I didn't do that.
That's what he remembers. He goes, I remember laying on the ground dead from a... he had a disagreement and an argument, I believe. And
were you keeping people in barrels?
I mean, yes?
They definitely found bodies in barrels.
Yes. Okay, yes, I was. I was keeping people in barrels, but it was for a higher purpose. I'm sure you understand. You look a little more adventured. I'm sure you're aware that if you want to make an omelet, you have to break a few eggs and a few souls here and there.
I still don't get were you pickling people? Like, I didn't, if they were like wine casks, it doesn't really.
Well, did you investigate further? I mean, we went and had a great deal of magical efforts to be able to siphon. Do you know what it takes to siphon?
A dagger and a necklace.
Yes, plus alchemical potions and here. And he looks at you, Maximus. He goes, "Watch this. This is fun." Remus, make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. But I will raise that I am not an actual spellcaster. All of mine are from racial features.
Oh, you know what? He wouldn't know that, I believe.
But I got a 9 anyways, so.
You know, I'd say this. Him being him, I need Maximus to make a dex save for me as well.
Okay.
as he pulls out a dagger from his cloak and he goes,
What you said, Dex?
Dex saving throw.
21.
Oh, wow.
19 plus 2.
Okay. He swings it and sweeps it by both you, Remus, and Maximus, and actually kind of poking Remus, you in the arm. This was no use. It's a lot funner when you're dealing with spellcasters. Maximus, you notice part of your arcana, the fuel that powers your spell begin to kind of pull from your arm where his blade swings by, almost like a magnetic presence of like something within you kind of is attracted to him as he kind of pokes over to Remus. He looks a little let down and he goes, well, it was worth a shot. It's a good trick when it works. I believe your friend enjoyed it. Howard, if I'm not mistaken.
He's. I don't know. He has stuff. I think he might be better at you than at. He might be better than you at it now. He has the tools. I don't know what he's been doing with them, but
would they have made it up to us by yet at this point or no? Because they did. I don't know what your time frame is as far as the thing, because they are supposed to be heading back towards the us.
Did I see this little halfling guy just like swipe at them with a knife or no?
Yeah. So as he swipes at the knife, Gilrax was actually walking out. You're walking out of a tent that had a dragon-looking skull. They kind of had it marked over the top that it attracted you. That you wandered into hoping to see something for Tiamat.
Mm-hmm.
It's empty. There's nothing in it. A lot of barrels.
So I did see them.
Yes, as you walk out, you see this halfling swipe at Remus and Maximus, playful, his face very playfully with a twisted kind of grin. And I'll say Howard and Finks do see this as well from a distance.
Do I recognize the individual?
Oh, you very much do recognize the individual. Same as Howard.
Finks is like rolling up his sleeves like Bugs Bunny, like walking up.
I will have once he by the way, once he said he can see through the disguise, I probably would have dropped it at that point.
Okay.
If possible, I would like to cast Firebolt at the halfling.
Make attack roll.
16.
As you cast a firebolt, reaching out of your arm, you cast from your hand. How are you casting firebolt?
Yeah, like Hadoken.
As a firebolt comes racing out of your hands, Maximus and Remus don't see this, but I'd say Howard and Finks do see Gilrax cast a firebolt from his clawed hands. This halfling individual goes, hold on just a moment, and goes up and cuts the bolt in the air. And you see the sword glow red, or not the sword, the dagger glow red, and go absorb it. And he goes, it's good to keep it out. As he kind of tugs a little bit on his necklace that you see hanging from his neck. No magic casting in the show. It's for everyone's enjoyment inside.
I have a question for the DM.
Yeah.
How is his necklace held on his neck? Like, is it like, can you describe the necklace to me?
It is the S with the dagger pushing down it by a linked chain that kind of goes up his chest, and it reaches around his neck.
Is it snatchable?
You have to yank it off of his neck.
Or remove his head.
Or remove his head. One of the two.
Proceed.
Are Howard and Finks near me at all?
Make a perception check. A lot of perception checks, guys. A lot of open areas. I know. I just threw a mind twist over at Howard. I'm sorry.
17.
you see Howard and Finks walking in from the about 200 feet to the right, cutting over to this line that stretches. At this point, it's now about 30 feet deep to the top, to the front of the top tent. You guys, he goes, please, Remus, I don't wish to have an encounter right here. Don't get me wrong. You and your friends are fun to play with, but not out in the open. I mean, at least let's make a show of it if we're gonna have fun.
Well, why are you here? I guess, is this your carnival? We like you just, as far as I knew, you were in a barrel and then near a barrel, and then you vanished through like an escape tunnel, I think, maybe, or something happened, and then we just kind of disappeared. Many things have happened, yes, but why are you here?
Last I remember, we were in a cellar, fighting, throwing spells. And then I heard the shattering of glass. And I remember being picked up. And then waking up in a twisted carnival, surrounded by the mist.
So, I don't know if you've tried this yet. Like, would you just take your dagger and like jab yourself a little bit?
Make a persuasion check.
Did I hear Remus say that at this point?
If you're walking up, yeah, you could hear that.
23.
He takes the dagger out, begins to be like, you're good. You're good.
Oh no, I just meant like in the like. Can you feel things? Is this your body still? Like, just poke your arm or like your finger or something.
Oh no,
Do you have blood still?
Oh, this is still me. I'm better than ever. I feel stronger. More of a level up, if you would say.
Because let's say everyone else here isn't really living as well.
Oh no. The attendants of our great carnival here, they're mostly undead, werewolves, vampires, zombies, blights, of those sorts. But some of us and our other attendants here are unlucky souls that have been trapped here as well. I'm just making the best of it, and I thought I saw that yellow cloak earlier. As he kind of looks over at Howard walking in the direction.
I'm walking up towards him, and as I'm doing that, I'm taking out the siphon dagger that I've had in my bag, and just walking right up to him.
Okay. Howard.
Last I remember, I splatted your head.
Huh. I don't remember that.
How?
Huh. Well, I do, and I gotta be honest, I really don't like seeing you here as I'm still like walking up towards him. So I think I'm gonna try to do Remus's experiment. I'm gonna try to stab him with the siphon dagger.
Quick question before that goes into the thing. How far did Gilrax's fireball get to me and Remus? Like, would we have like noticed it?
Yeah, the fireball came right at you guys. Came right at this halfling, Jarrell.
But we weren't looking, right?
You were looking you were looking at Jarrell, or maybe peripherals. A firebolt flying through the air is noticeable.
Could I have in reaction thrown like out of like, reaction, I guess, thrown a dagger at the source of the fireball? Just
instinctually?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like just
sure.
Do that. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Attack roll with that then, I assume?
Yeah, make attack roll.
All right. Hold on one second.
I'll say with disadvantage because you're not really looking specifically. It's more like side-eyed, like what had just happened.
13.
Gilax, you see a dagger kind of come out of Maximus's hand as he throws it, and it just goes about 10 feet, and then it hits the ground and just kind of skids 20 feet from you.
Okay.
Is that what you were intending?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love roleplay just for the sense of it.
So who's your boss? Like, you just kind of showed up here. You said, who do you have to answer to?
I really haven't figured that one out. I've been sort of orchestrating the show from the get-go when I've arrived. I like to be in control and have fun. I tried leaving the carnival and found myself entering a few coughing fits outside of the gates. So I'm enjoying my stay here. And no one else has the authority or knows how to enforce it. As well as me, I guess.
Can I insight check that?
Make an insight check. Make attack roll for me too, Howard.
I was going to say 22.
As he's looking over at Remus, there's a...
And I'm just like with the dagger in and
make a dex
smiling
save.
like...
Actually, no, there is no dex save on this one. He's just straight up. Oh, man.
Dagger fight.
My first knife fight.
Since Maximus threw a dagger at me, I would like to approach him and be like, "What the hell, man? What are you doing?"
Real quick, Howard does a 15 hit.
15 hits.
15 hits. You lose a spell slot as a dagger. In response to being stabbed, he goes, "Motherfucker!" Stabs you right back. Howard, I'm sick of the games with you. And as he twists the dagger into your shoulder blade where you had stabbed him, likewise, you feel the Arcana energy pull from it as he yanks the dagger out. See? I was trying to be friendly.
I got a nat 20 on my insight check, by the way.
Wow.
So I would love to know if he is running this show or not.
From his perspective, he believes he is.
But like the carnival, like the whole shebang.
He believes he is orchestrating what's going on.
Interesting.
Actually, since I saw him stab Howard, I'm gonna football tackle this guy.
Okay.
He totally asked us not to do this too. This is hilarious. I have no room over this.
Okay. It's all good. So while that's so you are about say 50 feet away at this point as you're kind of running up at this. Howard, anything in response to being stabbed back and
I'm assuming the dagger's still in his shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to twist it as well too to cause more pain. But do I get the sense that I'm taking any of his power into the dagger or no?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Anthony, while that's going on, are the undead reacting to this fight at all?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
25.
Okay.
7 for me.
All right. Maximus and Remus, what's going on while this is all? Anything else happening, or you need to check in on this while we orchestrate a little bit?
What's the status of Gorax? Has he pushed past us or hit me or anything like you wanted to?
I'm charging right through. I'm going for this halfling guy. I'm going to tackle him.
He was coming after Maximus, and he's changed course now. You saw him kind of running at you, and you see him now kind of change and look at the halfling, and he's diving after him.
I'm like feet away. I was talking to Jarrell, and then Howard and him are now it's like they're trying to kick each other in the shins and see who backs down first. They're just like twisting and I'm letting it happen.
Two in the prison yard facing off of like. It's like, let's go to prison. So, Howard, you feel that there's something arcana happening, but there is no connection to pull it towards you. There's like the dagger wants to activate. Have you cast Identify or done anything with this dagger fully?
I don't have Identify, so no.
You haven't done anything? Okay.
I've tried to figure it out from Jarrell before we murdered him the first time.
Yeah.
And then every other siphon cult person kind of disappeared.
Got it. Unfortunately, at this point, there's not. It's almost like you're trying to pull the trigger on the gun, but safety's on. But the safety's on, essentially.
Okay.
In a magical sense. Perception check. What was that?
For me?
Yeah.
7.
7. Yeah, I'd say everyone else does notice that there's a.
All right. Basically, what I want to do is I want to threaten a turn undead. I want my holy symbol to glow just the slightest bit. I just want to make some space, make sure they're not jumping in.
Make an intimidation with advantage.
Okay. 18 and 1. We'll go with the 18.
Got it. The skeletons all around and the zombies and the remainder of the undead. He goes back down. Even Jarrell does kind of mouth out when like he's biting his tongue to try and not instigate a fight any further than it's already happened.
Jarrell, something tells me you're in a lot more trouble than we are if something bad happens here.
And I'm still trying to twist it and do as much as I can. Tell me how this damn thing fucking works.
While this is all going on and noticing what Finks is doing, I would like again to shape change into a carny, basically, and do a step right up, come one, come all, to the fight of the century, and admittance. Throw your coin, like I'll throw a hat down or something, or whatever's nearby to try and collect anything.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, persuasion. We got 15.
There's
Colonel Barker, yeah.
There's one individual that actually does walk up and off to the side behind you. It's like, it's a bold move. And he flicks a coin from over your shoulder, and it lands in the hat that you've kind of conjured. And it is a platinum piece that drops right into it. You turn around to see who it is, and there's just smoke with a pair of red eyes just kind of fading behind you in presence.
Does anybody else follow suit with the one going in, like them realizing like a busker almost?
Not that much. Just the one.
Okay.
Gilrax, you were running and diving for a tackle.
Yes.
Make an attack roll for me.
All right.
I'll say roll the D20 and add your strength modifier.
Natural 20.
You come running and barreling up and dive after this small halfling and knock both into Howard and him, and they tumble over each other. What are you doing? Are you just kind of tackling them and trying to grapple, or what's up?
Yeah, I'm going to try and grapple them on the ground.
Okay. Howard, you get pushed back and fall to the side as Gilrax dives into Jarrell, and they tumble over ass over tea kettle one another, and Gilrax is holding Jarrell down by on his back with your clawed hands, one on his throat, the next one on his chest. He goes, Can't we just go to the show, please? Who the fuck are you?
The name's Gilrax, and you tried to stab my friends. I don't take too kindly to that.
Your friends tried to stab me. And they're sort of my friends as well. We go way back.
Oh, we are far from friends. As I walk back up and like kind of help pin him down with the dagger up to his throat.
And I'm yelling in the back, Darrell, you owe me money.
Howard, give me the word and I'll snap his neck.
Oh, I would very much love that right now, but unfortunately, little Jarrell here has some info I need.
Yes.
Well, I guess you can either give up the info or we start breaking limbs. It's your choice.
I'll let one of you go with advantage on either persuasion or intimidation.
I'll do intimidation.
I was going to say I'll do intimidation as well.
All right, then both of you go. Just give me straight rolls then.
Okay.
21.
18.
He goes, Howard, I'm pretty sure I know what you are interested in knowing. And you know what? If you survive the show, he spits off. Not even off to the side. He spits right at you, Gilrax. He goes, I'll tell you after we're done. But I have an act to kick off. And it's going to be a bang. So, I'm going to use that nice little energy that I siphoned from you and cast Dimension Door as he turns into smoke.
Counterspell?
Yeah.
My only spell slot left, too, which would be at currently, hold on, what's my spells?
4. Should be a 4, I think.
4th level? Yeah, 4th level.
Very well done.
He looks at you and goes, you're an ass.
You're short.
I suppose the show must go on, though.
He looks over at you and goes, I'm really going to have to use my own spell for this. You cast Dimension Door again.
Okay, I'm at a slot, so I can't stop him.
And is at the... And you all see, Gilrax, your hand hits the ground as Jarrell is now at the entrance of the tent and says... He's leaning over. He's tired, worn up. Not so much hurt, but just... You guys made him break a sweat a little. Well, come on in and let's enjoy the show. And leave your weapons at the door. As he walks into the tent, it is pitch dark as he walks in. What's up, Finks?
Am I still obsessively holding on to that dagger? Or do I have to sneak it in?
Dagger? I mean, this is a really, really fucking nice dagger.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a really nice dagger, Finks.
I gotta sneak it. That's what I'm doing.
All right.
Well, wait. So the skeleton ones are the ones stripping it all, right?
Say it again?
The skeleton guards are the ones like doing the pat down.
Doing the pat down, yes.
All right, I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to disguise self as one of the skeletons.
Okay.
And push my way in the front and say, they're with me, and just try and bypass the security.
Make persuasion with advantage, because you turn into a skeleton, and they're not the brightest, so we're going to roll with it. Pun not intended.
22.
As you all
You said persuasion, right?
persuasion.
Yeah, 22.
As you grab Finks and the party and kind of shuffle them in, there's a as they kind of like go to pat them down, and with you kind of butting in, you do your own little pat down motion to them, and they kind of like nod and move beyond the rest of the party and begin patting down the other skeletons and humanoid figures that are trying to enter in. And you all walk into a tent.
As we walk by Jarrell, though, he's not out of earshot.
He is already in, and
okay.
yeah, at the entrance in. When you're looking in, it's like pitch dark. Like whatever is inside the tent will be revealed.
Well, I'm just gonna yell anyway, and hope he
for it.
hears me. And in addition to whatever Howard wants to know, you know what you owe me. Pretty sure I stole his house keys too. I'll give those back.
There is a chuckling noise. Not noise. There's a chuckling of laughter that does surround the party. With due time, little Finks of the grim moon.
Taller than you.
You all walk into a pitch black tent. We're going to pick up there next week. Yeah, guys.
Very cool.
Guess who's back again?
I'm mad that Jarrell's back.
I know, right?
Like, of all places, I was not expecting him to be here.
Yeah, right.
No, me neither.
Well done.
Howard is just went into revenge mode again.
Yeah, he got off easy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I wasn't expecting you to go right at him, too. But I was like, all right, you want to pull the dagger out? He's going to dagger you, too.
Well, we're happy to see him.
Well, Howard thought he was in the cocoon in the Feywild. He was going to try to stab him in there, too. So,
yeah. Forgot about that. The caterpillar man.
Yeah.
Who knows? But everyone tuning in, watching, thank you guys so much. You are amazing. You rock for checking us out live. Ashley, you killed it. Let me see. I wasn't watching the chat. Who else do we have? Oh, shoot. With BlackRock Joe. What up, BlackRock Joe? If you're still tuning in, thank you so much. And Doom Evie, you rock too. Thank you so much, guys, that do watch live, as well as those that are catching us on the replay and downloading us. I appreciate you so much. Please go that one extra step further and check us out on Twitch at podcasters_7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live, rolling with the Faybala 5. I'm your Dungeon Master, Anthony, and I mean, we do have the episodes that drop, and you can listen to them also on Spotify and iTunes and all the other podcast apps. But if you want to get in on the real action, right, that Power Ranger style right there, T-Bar Afado, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. If you really want to get on the real fun and action, check us out either on our Facebook page. We'll go live through there, the YouTube, Podcasters Tabletop Gaming, or, like I said, Twitch. I have nothing else to shout out other than, hey, check out Chris and Anthony Just Can't Stop, because the show is hella fun, and I want you all to listen to it as well. I'm going to pass it on over to Gilrax first to say goodbye and do any shout outs, and then we'll pass it off to other players.
All right. Well, you can't follow Gilrax on any social media. He's a part of Morgor, so they're still trying to figure that out. Be sure to check out Kaimon, March 26, 2022. That'll be when the first set is released. And you can follow us mostly on Facebook at dctindustries.tabletopgaming.
All right. Make sure to check out DCT Industries at Tabletop Gaming on Facebook. Check them out, as well as it's DCT_industry, or is it DCT Industries?
Yeah.
Is it DCT_industries, or is it DCT Industries _gaming on Instagram?
DCT underscore industries.
There it is. DCT underscore industries on Instagram. DCT industries.tabletop gaming on Facebook. Please make sure to go follow both and like them. Check on out for next year. Howard, what's up?
Howard, you can follow Howard on Twitter at podcastersH. I draw sometimes, so you can check that out too on Instagram and Facebook. Ratfink Arts. That's RATPHINC Arts. That's about it for me.
There you go, Maximus.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You can follow Maximus on Twitter at podcaster Maximus, or you can follow any of my shenanigans personally on the internets at themark716.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, you guys can follow Finks on the Twitter at Podcaster Sphinx, and you can follow me on Instagram at Phoenix Forged.
Check them out. As well as shout out Finks Abrupters.
Yeah, Abrupters just recorded their second album. It is probably going to be a while before anything really comes out with that, but it is recorded and working on some cool guest musicians. I don't want to get into that. I don't want to spill the beans on that yet, but just some people who helped us with the last one. Hopefully some new people too. So keep an eye out.
Sweet. Check them out. And finally, Remus.
I'm Remus. I'm Ricky Coates. I play Remus on Podcasters. You can follow Remus at Podcasters Remus on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Rick_Coates. You can follow my adventures the next couple weeks as I leave in a few days for a fun 3-week East Coast tour with Keep Flying at Keep Flying Band. So maybe I will see you if you are somewhere nearby and listening and or watching. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, guys, make sure to go.
I lied. I messed up.
Oh.
I had a frick on my my Twitter. It's at Podcaster Mad Max.
Podcaster Mad Max.
It's the crucial details, though.
It's crucial details. I appreciate it, at least.
But now you can continue with your exit strategy. So
exit strategy is just
get off the ride.
Crap. What do we do? Oh wait, guys, I remember. Grab the dice. I'm gonna roll my awesome, wickedly cool Keep Flying D20.
Oh, I don't have one of those
yet.
How do we get one?
How can we get one?
Oh, that ties right into where I'm going right now. They'll be out with us with our lovely tour variant with of the new vinyl, Survival. It's a pretty sick color of the variant. There's a screen print cover with not screen print cover, but a cool alternate cover. Anthony's pulling it up, which is the members of the band and then the one survivalist meeting ways in some sort of epic way. I'm going to show you guys since Anthony left. This is my dice for the evening because I don't have my actual die with me. But Anthony now has the alternate artwork of the party and the survivalist along with the actual.
That.
And he's got wolves. I remember when I wanted wolves.
And out come the wolves.
And out came the wolves. And out come the wolves.
I haven't opened it yet. It's so busy.
Is in your punk rock.
We're opening this on camera.
Live.
Oh, is this an unboxing?
Right now. This is the unboxing. This is what you need to watch the Twitch stream for, everyone.
Can you say it's wrapped in standard cellophane? Oh, here we go.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Awesome.
Nice.
This is beautiful art. This is beautiful art, everyone. And that. Wait.
Very
Cool. Are you ready for that?
The craziest.
What?
Looking one of them all. That came out great.
Cool.
This is good.
I'd stand on that.
Nice.
Okay.
So there you go. With that lovely exclusive tour variant, you get the alternative cover artwork and a obscurely large, I don't know the exact, I think it's like 35 millimeter, massive D20.
Size comparison because
that's how we roll.
That's cool.
It's big. You either do you dirty or do you well. I've seen both happen as people just roll them while I sell them and them on the table.
Well, I love it, and I was actually rolling it tonight. It didn't roll that bad. I didn't hit no fricks, and I didn't hit no naturals. So
there you go.
Till then, guys, I'm gonna roll this So keep flying.
Ooh.
Ricky, do you just grab whatever's on your table?
I don't have my dice with me right now because I'm traveling, so I just